Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Latin Series Speaker. I'm Hanna Guzman, your host, and I have Joa in the building. I'm super excited for her to tell you about herself. Joa, welcome.
Welcome. Hi. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I'm super excited for you, a fellow Dominican. So you already know we have Dominicans in the house. I have to ask you if you can introduce yourself, a bit of what you do in your industry, so then we can get the show going.
So, my name is Joa. I am Dominican Canadian, born in Dominican, raised in Canada, and I am co owner of a beauty bar in Etobicoke, Toronto called Bella Babe Beauty Bar. So, I'm an esthetician as well as a lash technician, facials, waxing, all that good stuff, anything beauty related.
She does it all. I think she's being super humble about it. But like you could walk in there and come out with your face looking fresh, your whole body looking fresh, your eyelashes looking lit. Like you can just come out feeling like a brand new person. But entrepreneurship, I find, especially for us, it's something that's not talked about a lot, right? So we're supposed to go to school, get a good job, stay there forever, retire, and the end. Uh fast tracked it. So, growing up in an immigrant household like myself, did you ever see yourself being an entrepreneur? Was that something that you saw yourself doing?
Never. I never thought I would be an entrepreneur. As a matter of fact, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't have interest to go into some kind of professional, go to university. I didn't have a passion for anything that would lead me in that direction. And I remember just being young at 14, and I started to take my mom's facial products and just kind of like study ingredients and like look at that stuff. Then I started getting into nails. And then over the years, even in high school, after school, I'd go to Indigo, the bookstore, and I would just buy textbooks that were beauty related. So this was before college. I didn't even think I was going to land in this. And it wasn't until I went to a grade 12 program called Entrepreneurial Studies or something like that. I didn't know what that even meant back then. I went into that class because I was told it was an easy grade, but something about that class lit something in me. I went to school for aesthetics, and I always knew, you don't make money in aesthetics. So when I went into aesthetics, I went for the passion. Of course, it's a dream. It's always been a dream to open, a storefront location. But I never thought it would happen because you need money for that. You need capital, and we don't come from money. We're immigrants, right? So yeah, that was a long answer, but short answer, no. I never thought I would see myself in this
You
position.
you touched something really like key for me that kind of lit up the scoreboard for me, I call it. And it's you never thought we could be entrepreneurs. Like you never thought it was something possible. So if somebody's watching this interview right now and they're thinking about entrepreneurship or they want to, whether it's get into the like the beauty world, the esthetician world, or they want to get into the arts or anything like that, what would you tell them? Because you would go into Indigo and pick up books. So I feel like that's kind of like spirit guides and God guiding you to this path without you really knowing it, right? So if somebody's watching this and they have like a little curiosity about an industry, what would you suggest for them to do um, before maybe going to school or anything like that?
I would say just start. Just start. If you're passionate about that particular thing, that's all that matters. Because when you do something with passion, you know what? Like, when I'm at work, I don't feel like I'm at work, and I always say it all the time that I'm like, if bills didn't exist, like I'd still be doing this. I'd do it for free. You know, do it with passion, and then the rest will just follow. If you get into something for the money, it's not. There's not as much integrity in there and customer service in there. So if you have passion for something, just do it and think of the rest later. It'll just kind of come.
Hmm. It would. And I remember, I always get so excited whenever I see you because I remember that we've known each other for a while now. And I remember that you started in your room and then you moved a couple of times. I don't remember quite like the trajectory. And then I saw you with your storefront. And I'm like, yes, go. Like I got so hyped. I thought it was me opening something up, even though I could barely open up my phone on some days. But I got so excited for you to do it because you come from where I come from, and I find that it's so important that we talk about entrepreneurship and women in entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
What struggles did you find yourself experiencing to open up, or even today, like after this whole pandemic and everything that we've been living, what's been some of the struggles that you've experienced?
So the biggest struggle of all that nobody likes to talk about,
Mm.
it's like people see the glitter, but they don't see the hard work and the tears. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been working for myself for many, many years. And even for a lot of those years, I always had kind of like a part-time somewhere else, maybe like at a different spa, because I have a family, I have kids. I had to have like a backup. There are many years that I was just broke as hell. Oh shoot, I don't know if I could say that,
No, go say
but
it. Hey, it's a term. It's a term.
I was broke as shit. Okay, I didn't have any money. I decided. Well, we husband and I decided to have kids young on purpose too, to kind of get that out of the way. So that was another. It was a blessing, but an obstacle because when you're trying to build a dream, but you're also trying to build a family at such a young age, there's a lot you have to sacrifice, right? So a lot of sacrifice and a lot of being broke for a long time, and it's only now that I'm starting to see um, the seeds
The fruits
grown.
of your
I'm
labor.
starting I'm starting to see that things have flourished, but it took a long time to get here. It's like the gym. You're gonna see someone 2 years later after they've been hitting hard at the gym, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you look great." But in reality, they struggled for those 2 years, busting their butt, crying, sweating, feeling weak, feeling chubby, whatever. People they see the glitter, but they didn't see how you got there. And the biggest struggle was just being broke for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people don't talk about like the come up and how long it takes you to actually get to the glitz and glam. If you take, for instance, like me in this artsy speaking stuff, I consider myself a creative, and you know how this is. You have to do all these gigs, you have to get out there, you have to put your name out there. And a lot of the time, it's you putting in money and you're not seeing a return.
Exactly. And that's another thing too. Like when you build something like this, listen, if you have some kind of capital, that's amazing. And that's going to give you the boost. But when you don't have that boost, you don't have a handout, you don't have a parent to be like, here's 50K to get you started. I'd like to do that for my kids, but my parents, they couldn't do that because, our circumstances, right? So definitely the come up has been the biggest struggle.
No, and I really love that you touched upon that because so many people like to say, "Oh, I struggled and now I'm famous." Like they don't talk about.
They're talking about Kylie, and they're like, oh, most influential. Cool, she's influential. She built an amazing brand that's like popping, but in reality, it's like, girl, you had some capital. Don't play with us. Like,
Well, just like I was at Orlando Airport and I saw a vending machine with Kylie's face on it and all of her products in a vending machine at the airport, at an international airport.
that's crazy.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, God dang. Like this girl's up in an airport, like because in the airports, you duty free has all like the Chanel and all the other products. But for her to be in a vending machine in a busy corridor is even I've only seen the electronics there,
Hmm.
like Best Buy and whatnot. So yeah, she's in that. But then you look at the Kardashian and their empire and the fact that these kids from the age of like 9 were in front of billions of people on TV. Of course, they could launch
Of course,
they
you got
launch
capital for that, right?
a
So that's cool. But like, I don't have capital for that. Yep.
they launched I always remember I was watching an interview, like a Spanish interview, and they're like atento al pintalabio, these girls have made money. And how many girls have not made lipsticks that you and I know? Like so many people have made lipstick and
Yep.
they hustle the lipstick and then they're out there.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I used to make lipsticks too. Shoot. Yep.
see, you make how do you guys make lipstick? Like, can somebody tell me? I'm tired of spending money on lipstick. I'm about to make my own.
In reality, like that's a private you could get private label. You look for a private label. They have private label even here in Toronto. I don't know if I should shout them out or not.
But they do the thing, and they put your
They do. You put you have to now come up with the brand, and you have to build that brand, and don't stop building that brand.
Mm,
Yeah,
I get
private
that.
label,
I get
way to
that.
go.
I looked into it a bit. I looked into it a bit just because I find it interesting how, maybe as instead of a business card, you give a lip gloss or a chapstick.
Hmm.
I think that's cool. Like,
Yep,
so people could have you in your purse, and it's just a marketing to me
for
it would be
sure.
a marketing like gimmick thing I would use, not
Absolutely.
to get out there in the industry. I gotta ask though, if you saw yourself 10 years ago, like in the ruts, what would you tell yourself today? Like, what would be a piece of advice? Because sometimes I find that we forget, at least for me, I had so many dreams before, and today some of them I don't remember. And I don't remember the things I wanted to do, right? So what would you tell yourself?
Um, that is possible. That just do it. It's possible. When there's a will, there's a way. And to not doubt yourself, you are capable of so much, and what you think is what it is. So if you keep telling yourself that you can't do something, like, you're just not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. But if you tell yourself, like, no, I got this, I'm doing this, I don't care, you have to have that kind of mentality every day, in every aspect of your life. That's number one. And number two, practicing gratitude. um I don't I'll say this out loud, because this is what we're talking about in the interview, but I do something by myself a lot, where it's I constantly speak out loud and say what I'm grateful for. Like, I could be, I don't know, I'll be talking to, I believe in God, so I'll be talking to God or the universe or whatever when I'm driving by myself in my car, and I literally start saying everything out loud that I'm grateful
Mm,
for. Thank you for this. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Like, the abundance, the this, the that.
yeah.
I would highly encourage everybody to do that, because the more you put out there in the universe and the more you're grateful for, it'll just kind of come back to you.
I, I'm 100% believer in that. Like I'm somebody that whenever I pay a bill and I pay it off, like if I pay a bill and I paid it in full, I'd be like, thank you, God, for letting me pay this bill. Thank you for letting me receive a paycheck.
Hmm.
Thank you for letting me buy food. Thank you for letting me buy this. Like every single purchase that I make or everything that I pay for, I say, thank you. I got to pay this because at one point of my life, or even probably like a couple months ago, I was wondering, hey, shoot, I wonder if I'm going to be able to pay this. Like, I
Yeah.
wonder how this is going to work and whatnot. And that's real life and entrepreneurship and life and everything. So it's always
Hmm.
important that even if went you went to the grocery store and you had $50 and your bill was $48, that's something I say thank you for. I'm like, it's $2 under budget. You know, so you see the pride. You see the pride because it's true. I'm
For
like,
sure. For
yeah,
sure. And especially because, our parents came here. It could have been an easy switch up, where we could have still been back home, you know, probably with like 7 kids, cooking up a meal. Who knows what
who knows
situation
what it does
we could be in, but we wouldn't be in this situation. I'll tell you that much, right? So you
No.
got to be grateful.
You do, you do. I wouldn't be on YouTube interviewing, and you wouldn't. You probably would have been an esthetician down there because there's so many. There's so every. I don't know how they all make money. All these people, all these salons, all in one row. I don't get. But anyways, they all have clients. So
Yeah.
they all
Yeah.
do. They all have their clientele. This one does this better than that.
Yeah.
It's.
Exactly.
I find that Dominican. I find that the Latin woman itself is very flirtatious, and we like our hair done, and we like the lashes, and we like the earrings, and we like all of that stuff. I
Hmm.
find that we're very culturally that we like that.
Yeah. Most of us just like to take care of ourselves, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm. I find that it makes us feel better, at least to me.
Yeah, sometimes let's say I have 3 4 days where I'm home, maybe the 2 days I'm feeling all ugly, all bummy, hair in a bun, not really taking care of myself. By the third day I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna get cute, even if it's for myself. And then when I get cute and then I look in the mirror, I'm like, shit, now I could get more work done, because I'm in a better mood, I'm hype, I'm like, all right, let's be productive.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna look lazy, I'm gonna feel lazy, and I'm just gonna probably be a bum that day. So it's also a mindset, a mentality.
And this is why you own a beauty bar. Exactly. You just made me want to get up and do everything.
Yep.
Can you let us know where you're located? what your Instagram handle is and how we can get in touch with you.
So it is Bella Babe Beauty Bar is the Instagram, and then we have separate Instagrams for the staff. So there's Bella Babe underscore Joa for myself, and then Bella Babe underscore Nicole for my partner. 4959 Dundas Street West at the Bloor and Dundas in Etobicoke.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on with me and chatting it up. Wasn't it fun? It was fun and
It was
easy.
fun. It was fun. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
This was a blast. So check her out. Her Instagram handles are going to be popped in the bottom here in the comment section. If you guys have any questions, hit her up on DM. This is your girl, Hannah. Thank you so much for watching. Joa, thanks for coming by, hanging out with us. I
Thank
hope to see
you.
you soon.
We will. Bye.
Bye.